Record.
Hello everyone, this is Zach, and I'm back again with another video. So in this one, I'm going to be doing my second part in the Reaper series. And today we're going to get into more editing and going to go over a little bit of what we talked about in part one. And it should be a lot of fun, so I'm excited. Let's get right into it. So I have Reaper open here.
Reaper.
And we're going to put a little track together for a demonstration here. It's going to be really simple, nothing too crazy. First off, I'm going to set my BPM. And again, to do that, you hold down the Option key and press the
119 BPM.
Minus key or the equals or plus key. It's directly to the right of the 0 on the number row of your keyboard.
120 BPM.
So let's set it to something kind of
111 BPM.
Let's try like
110 BPM.
110. Let's go with that. All right. I'm going to turn on the click with Command Shift M.
Metronome on. Play.
Or Control Shift M if you're on Windows.
Stop.
Yep, cool. And also to adjust the BPM on Windows, I believe it's Alt and the equals and minus key. Generally, if I say Command, you can substitute that with Control, I believe. And whenever I say Alt, you substitute, or Option rather, you substitute that with Alt, from what I understand. So there you go.
Play.
We got this little guy here. Cool.
Stop.
Turn off the metronome now.
Metronome off.
I'm going to go into the Media Explorer with Command Option X or Control Alt X. And it was already open, so I just closed it.
Navigate.
There we go. Cool. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, so I'm going to press Tab.
Table. Row 5 of 7.
The sidebar.
Desktop. Home.
And I want to go to Home.
Table.
And Tab again.
Documents. Down.
Go to Downloads, press Return.
No row select.
Go in here.
Dream POP.
I have a little sample pack here from BandLab again.
No rows.
And let's get some drums. I'm going to go down.
George.
And I already have that tempo matching pop-up menu that we discussed in last video on, so that's all set.
George.
I'm gonna find a cool beat.
George.
That sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to right-click on this with Control Option Shift M.
Menu.
And I'm gonna go down.
Insert into project. Insert a time select. Insert on a new track.
Insert on a new track.
Table. Row.
All right, we're gonna go over here.
Unsaved project. Reaper v6.42, evaluate new project.
All right, cool. My Reaper is not registered currently because this is another machine, so I do not have it registered at the moment. It's reinstalled the OS, so.
One Huzzy beat.
Okay.
One Huzzy.
Cool, so we got this guy.
Play.
Now that's really short. That's only about a bar long. So let's duplicate that dude 3 more times, rather. 3, 4. And then remember, I'm doing that with Command D for duplicate.
4.
And now here's our first little bit of editing that we're going to do. I'm going to hold down Command Shift, and while I'm pressing the right arrow, that's going to select all of the items on this track. The other way I can do this, though, is by pressing Command Option A, and that will select all of them. And let's just do that for expedience sake. So I'm going to press Command Option A.
4 items selected.
And that's going to select all of the items on the current track, essentially. And if I press Command D, that will duplicate them again. So now it's an 8-bar loop. And we did that really quickly. If I go back up to the top and listen.
Play.
Nice.
Stop.
Cool. So we got a little beat going. We'll come back to this guy later.
One.
Let me name it drums.
F2 key. Docker. Tab list.
Oops. Where are we?
One. F2 key button. Track name.
Drums.
Select S.
Cool.
One drums 8.
Forgot to capitalize it, but that's all right. Alrighty, cool. So I'm going to now go back to my Media Explorer again. And I'm going to find a bass.
Table. Huzzy.
And what's really cool is it actually leaves you in the same place you were at. So it doesn't put you back up to the top or anything like that.
Huzzy back.
Let's just find something.
Keys 0. Huzzy bass.
That could work. Let's try that.
Menu. Insert on a new track. Table. Unsaved. 2 Huzzy back.
Call it bass.
F1 key button. F2 key button. Track name. Selection A S.
I will capitalize it
Bass.
this time. There we
Unsaved.
go.
2 bass 1.
And I just need to duplicate this once to make it 8 bars. And
Huzzy
let's
bass.
see how that sounds.
Play. Stop.
Let's do a little mixing while we're here. So I'm going to hold down
Open
the
project.
Option rather and down arrow to turn the track down.
Minus 0.
So it's a little loud.
Play. Track minus 2 point.
That's better.
Track
Cool.
Stop.
All right, let's get some guitar.
Media Explorer. Table. Hersey. Hersey.
This works, but it's in the wrong key. So I'm going to tab a few times so I get to the pitch field.
Auto start. Tempo matchup. 0.
I'm just going to go -2.
2. Auto play.
And I'm going to just right click and insert it on.
Menu. Insert on a new track. Table.
And go back here.
Unsave. 3 Hersey guitar.
Name it guitar.
F1 key. Docker. Tab list.
If I can. Let's see. Where'd my
Docker. Tab list.
Ooh.
3 Hersey. F2 key button. Track name.
There we go.
Selection. U. I. T. R. 1 Hersey. 1.
Duplicate it once. And that's 4 bars. So Command Option A.
2 items.
Duplicate again. There we go. See how easy it is? I'm not even talking through it because it's really simple. And now if I listen.
Play.
Perfect. Actually, I just realized we don't need those last two.
3.
So I'm going to select both of them with Command Shift right arrow
4 select.
and just press the delete key.
2 items.
And they're gone.
Bar 1.
See, really simple. So see, we're already doing a little editing here because what I'm showing here is just how easy and quick it really is once we have the workflow down to get loops in there. And we haven't even tackled recording yet. We're going to do that soon. And that's just as simple. But this is a really quick way to get samples in, and you're just able to really quickly build up a track. So let me get some chords if I can find some, and then we're going to start editing.
Media. Table. Hersey.
That could work. Let me just see what else is here.
Hersey. Hersey.
I got some like
Reverie. Reverie.
Now you might think this might not work, and maybe it won't, but let's just give it a shot.
Tempo. 0.
The really cool thing about Reaper is you can experiment, and if you don't like something, you just get rid of it. So let me pitch this to the proper key.
7.
Go 7 up.
7. Start. Autoplay.
And again, if you want to check, you just press space. Beautiful.
Menu. Insert on a new table.
And
Unsave. 4 Reverie ARP. 0 1.
here it is.
1 Reverie ARP.
I'm going to duplicate that once rather, because that's then 4 bars.
2 Reverie. Play. Stop. 2 1 2
Select both. Duplicate again.
Bar 1.
Let's listen to that.
Play.
Yeah.
Stop.
That works. Let's just turn it down. And again, we can do that while it's playing. So
Play. Track -1.
that's better. Maybe a little more.
Minus.
There we go.
Stop.
Let's turn that guitar too,
3.
actually.
Play. Track -2. Minus 2 point.
There we go. A little bit.
-1. 2 fast right.
Turn on the bass.
Minus.
See? Really easy, huh? So now we have this going. And right now it's just a static loop. Nothing is really changing. It's just kind of sitting there. What we want to do is start introducing some variation. So for example, these drums.
1 drums, 8 items.
These don't need to come in right at the start, right? These can come in later. Maybe we can have these at bar 9. So what I'm going to do, just to make it easier on myself,
1 Hersey beat.
I'm going to select all of these.
8 items selected.
The easiest way to do this. You could also glue all of these together if you want, and I think we tackled that before. You press Command U or Control U on PC to do that. And that will essentially join all of these and make another audio file, and then you'll just have one item to work with. But just for this example, I know there are a lot of items here. We can just work with these. Although actually, you know what?
2 1
Let's make it a little easy. I'll glue half of them together.
4 selected.
So let me press Command U here.
New project.
And I'm
Dim.
going to delete the rest of them.
2 Huzzy, 3 Huzzy, beat, 0, 2, 1, 2 Huzzy, 5, 5, 4,
So we just have one
1 Huzzy,
now. So if we listen to it, it's going to be shorter, but we can just duplicate it again.
play.
So I'm just going to duplicate it one more time while it's playing here. There we go.
Stop.
Cool. So now we just have 2 instead of 4.
2 Huzzy,
A lot more manageable, right? So
1,
let's select both of these.
2 items select,
I'm going to cut them.
2 items
And I'm going to
removed.
move them to bar 9. And to cut again, it's just Command X.
Bar 6, bar 8, bar 9,
Just as you would expect. I'm going to press Command V.
2 items,
That pastes them in. So now we have drums. There we go. Now, same thing
3 guitar,
with this guitar. Now, the guitar is only 2 items, so I'm just going to select
2
all,
items,
cop,
2 items removed.
cut rather,
Bar 17, bar 11,
go to bar
bar
9, Command V.
2 items,
There we go. So now if we listen,
Bar-
we have a little arrangement going.
play. Stop.
Maybe something at bar 5 might be good. So let's go to bar 5.
4 rep, bar 4, bar 5,
Let's go back to
uncheck,
our
close, medium,
Media Explorer and just see if we can find anything that might complement that.
tape,
Maybe a top or some kind of tambourine. Let's see.
rep,
Got some more bass in here.
rep,
This might be cool. This is like a kick type pattern.
Rep. Winter moon.
This might actually be kind of cool. This could be a good thing. And this will actually show me show you rather another trick, which is fading items. So let's actually give this a shot.
Menu. Insert on a new track. Table.
Let's take a listen.
Bar. Play.
Nice.
Stop.
Oh, let's duplicate that bass.
1 drums, 2 items. 2 bass, 2 items. 2 items selected. 3 guitar, 2 items.
And I'm going
4 every
to
arp. 0,
also
1.
duplicate this ARP.
4 items selected.
There we go.
Play. Bar 4, bar 1.
Beautiful.
Play. Stop.
So let's go to this
5 for every pad.
this guy. I forgot to name some of these, but it's all right for this
Unchecked.
demo.
Click 1 every.
Now this starts pretty abruptly. If we take a listen,
Play. Stop.
it kind of just
Play.
I mean,
Stop.
it's cool and all, but it's sort of, it's a little bit, So let's actually fade it in. And there are many ways we could do this. We can use automation. Automation is 100% accessible, essentially. You can use automation perfectly fine. Or we can do this method, which is to put the cursor to where we want the fade in to
Uncheck.
end.
Close.
So
Uncheck.
I want
Close.
the fade in to be
Bar 6. Bar 5. B2. B3.
like 2 beats. And I'm just going to press Command Option I.
Uncheck. Close button.
And that will fade it into the cursor.
Play.
So if
Stop.
I go back
Bar 4.
to bar 5
Bar-
and listen,
Play. Stop.
let's go back a bit. Actually,
Uncheck.
whoops,
Uncheck. B2. B1.
I forgot. So the way Reaper's cursor works, I should explain this as well. The way Reaper's cursor works is kind of interesting. I think you can change this actually, but by default anyway, if you are moving by beat, so to do that again, I'm pressing Command and the function key and the down arrow for page down and up. And when I'm doing that, what's happening is the cursor is moving by beat, but then when I move by bar later, it sticks on that same beat. That's really good if you're doing programming, because if I need to insert something at bar 2 beat 3, or at beat 3 of every bar, for example, I can do that really easily. But if you're just navigating, you kind of have to be careful and make sure that you are on beat 1. And also that gets even more tricky, I think, if you're then doing divisions and things like that, because it's going to remember all that. So that's the one thing you sort of have to keep in mind. But if you can get around that, then you'll be all good.
Play. Stop.
So you might have been able to hear that if I go back a little
Uncheck.
bit,
Bar 4.
and I can solo this
Uncheck.
actually.
Close. F5. But F6 key button. Soloed.
Take a listen to how it fades in now.
Play. Stop.
See, that's a nice smooth fade in. Now, I could totally do this with automation. This is just an easier way of doing it. And to fade out, it's the same thing. You press Command Option O, and that will fade out from the cursor position to the end.
Uncheck.
So-
Close button.
Let's actually do
F6
that as
key
well,
button.
because I only want this to play once.
Unsoloed.
So let me go to where that's sort of ending here.
Bar 7. Play. Stop. Bar 8.
Let's do a 1 bar fade out. Command Option O.
Play. Stop.
Nice.
Play. Stop.
Maybe let's actually make it a bit longer.
Undo fade items.
Let me undo that.
Bar 7, beat 4, beat 3.
Let's try that.
Play. Stop.
Perfect. Awesome.
Bar 1, beat 1.
Cool. So we've got that now. So we have a little arrangement going. Let's take a listen from the top.
Play.
Alrighty.
Play. Stop.
So we extended something that was what, 8 bars into something that's like 17, and we can just keep going. So you can keep adding on to this. You can go back to some of these tracks and do selections and extend them further. So for example,
4 every arc, 0, 1 drums, 2 items.
let's say I wanted to extend the drums.
Track 2 selected bass, 4 items.
In the bass. I'm just holding shift down arrow to do that. There's also a non-contiguous track selection,
3, 2,
and I
1.
believe to do that, let's check on the shortcut help.
1 F12 key button. Shortcut help on. Item properties. Normal. OSARA. Report track item time selection. Unchecked close. Unchecked close button. Transport. Play pause.
Let's see.
OSARA. Report track item time selection. Depending on unchecked.
It's one of
F12
these
key
keys.
button.
I believe
Shortcut.
it actually might be command space, and for that you would need to disable the spotlight key in macOS. I can actually show you how to do that in a second because we're going to need to do that when we're messing with the grid. So I'll cover that in just a second. But you can enable non-contiguous track selection, and that will allow you to then select whatever tracks you want. I believe that also works with items. And then you can rearrange it that way.
Uncheck. Undo. Remove tracks.
I removed the track by accident, so I'm just undoing that. Arranging in Reaper as well is pretty easy. I'm still not totally 100% on the best way to do that. I've seen some options on the Reaper email list and also with the WhatsApp group, but I haven't actually really done a ton of digging into that, so we won't go into that today. But in my next video, I'll cover that because that is a pretty important step. If you're doing anything bigger than like 5 or 6 tracks, having the ability to kind of copy all sections of a track or of a project rather, and move them around really easily is kind of key, especially if you're trying to do a big arrangement. Then you can go back and finesse individual tracks as needed. So that'll be something that will be coming up soon. Now let's finish up here by talking about working with the grid. Now the grid in Reaper is really important because what that will allow you to do is place things precisely where you want. So instead of only doing 1 bar beat, like bar 1 beat 2, you can do like the 16th note of beat 2 or the 8th note triplet or anything like that. And that's really helpful if you're inserting one-shot samples or if you're programming MIDI. So let's give that a try. I'm going to go to my system preferences first because there's some setup that we will need to take care of.
Menu bar. App. System preferences. Solo track. System preferences. System.
Now I'm going to go to my keyboard settings. So I'm just going to do VOF and type key rather.
Enter search K. 8 watt keyboard.
And Control Option F, by the way, is for find.
Loading keyboard.
Cool. So I'm in here. I'm going to go to my shortcuts tab.
Keyboard text shortcuts tab. Selected.
Go in here.
To change a shortcuts categories table. Row 2 of 9. Category expose image.
Okay. So those settings we need to change here. Well, there are 2, obviously, because now I'm finding out that Spotlight, I believe, is intercepted by this Osara thing. So we actually have to fix that. But if I go down.
In short blank. Sidebar keyboard image. Category screenshots image. Category screenshot.
In screenshots, if we go to the right.
Out vertical screenshots shortcuts table.
This is a list of all of the shortcuts that macOS has for screenshots. And what's cool is you can reassign these. So if you use screenshots, but you don't want to disable it completely, you can just reassign it to another keyboard command. But I just turned all of them off. I just went and unchecked everything in here because I almost never use this.
Uncheck check. Save picture of screen as a file. Shift command 3. Uncheck checkbox.
So you just
Column
uncheck
1,
these boxes. You just go down that list and uncheck everything you find.
In short category services.
Now
image.
let's find Spotlight.
Category spotlight image.
Here it is. I'm going to go in here.
Check show spotlight search. Command space.
I'm unchecking that.
Uncheck check show finder search window. Option check.
And I'm unchecking that.
Uncheck checkbox.
Cool. Now we're all set. If I hit Command Q,
Reaper.
We'll be all good now.
2 bass 4 1 drums 2.
So it's not that hard, but you have to make sure to do this before you start using Reaper. Otherwise, you're going to run into some problems. So let's talk about the grid. So what is the grid? The grid is essentially what sighted people can use to follow along with whatever's playing. And depending on what your grid size is set to, the grid will be bigger or smaller, depending. So for example, right now, if I set my grid to 16th nodes, and to do that, I'm pressing Command-Shift-6.
Grid 16th.
My grid is going to show every 16th note. And if I now go to, say, my guitar,
2, 3 guitar, 4, 3 guitar, 1 hussy.
I'm going to go to where that
2
is.
hussy, 2 hussy.
Let's go to this second one so that the first one doesn't overlap or anything. Let's play it.
Play. Stop.
Right now, it's starting directly on the 1. It's starting on beat 1. Let's say I want to have it start a 16th note later. To do that, I'm going to hold down Shift and Option, Shift, and the period key, and that's going to move my item by the grid division. Now, if I play, you can see it's kind of out of time. If I do it again, though,
play.
You're kind of getting some interesting results. I can keep going.
Play. Stop. Play.
That's quite cool. I actually quite like that. Let's keep that. So we just sort of made an edit here. We moved the second item over. So if I go to the beginning now of this item and we play.
Play.
Quite cool. So we've got a little thing
tab
going here where it's sort of changing and giving it a little bit of variation. Now you could also split these items out just like in Logic. And to do that, there are multiple keys, but the one I use is S, and that will split the item. And then I believe it will move your cursor to the new item so you can do whatever you like with it, copy it, cut it, move it by the grid. And here's a really cool trick. If I want to insert, say, let's see if I can have any kind of like
media
one shots in this pack.
Table.
We might not.
Winter.
I got some, pretty heavy drums.
Winter Moon guitar 0.
Yeah, so we don't have any drums in this pack. Let me go back.
Dream POP Band Lab.
No, we don't have any drums. Let's see.
Fine. Safari.
I still have
Dream Pop.
Safari open here on the Band Lab website.
Back.
I'm gonna go back and let's find a kit with some one shots.
Beats by J Black. Symbols and Perg. Link. Cover. Deadless. Live Lat.
Let's try.
Neck. Cover. Wet. Larry Beats. Cassette. Bellabad. Hyperwave.
Something that will be good.
Wi-Fi OG. UK Garage Volume 01. Signature UK Garage Melodies and Basic. 90s Jungle. Gyrix. Punk Pop. Link.
Let's try this one.
FX. Bull. Nut. Bull. Pop. Bull. Guitar. Link. Download.
I'll download this guy. Wait for it to be done. There we go.
Zoom. Finder. Zoom.
And I'm going to go back to my Media Explorer because it automatically unzips all that stuff.
Unsaved project.
Oops, I just closed it.
There
we go.
Table. Autoplay. Tape. Punk-POP back. Dream P.
Let's go in here and let's find a crash.
Punk Pop.
Oh, let me turn off the tempo match first as well.
Start. Tempo match. Tempo. Start on autoplay. Punk Pop. Crash pattern.
Okay, there's one.
Punk.
Let's find something more that's a little more
Punk.
so one shot.
Punk pop.
I bet if we go down a little bit, we'll see some. There's lots of samples in here. Let's use this one actually. This is a cool snare. We can use this to sort of signal our incoming drums. So let me
menu. Insert on a new track.
On a new track here.
Table.
Now right now.
Unsaved. Play. Stop. Play. Stop.
It's on beat 1. Also too, there's a fade. I believe in the last video I showed you how to turn that off, but if you want to do that, you go to Preferences.
Reaper Preferences.
With Command P.
Audio table.
And I'm going to go over to
Audio. Media Item Defaults. Level 2.
I believe it's Media Item Defaults. And I go to the right.
Create automatic fade in /fade out for new items. Length. Checked.
Yeah, and just uncheck that. I'm going to just get rid of it manually.
4 Punk Pop Snare 1.
And to do that, I'm going to press Control 1 to go into the context menu.
Shadow 4 band.
Make sure the item is selected.
1 Punk Pop.
Cool. Control 1.
Menu.
I'm going to go down.
Item settings, item properties, ellipsis,
I want to go into item properties.
media item property, position, 0,
Now, this is like a huge dialogue with all different settings.
time, fade in, 0, 0, 0,
I just want to set this fade into 0.
inverted quad beats, curve, 0, length, 0, HMF, fade out, 0, 0, 0,
Same thing with here.
0, inverted, snap offset, 0, curve, 0, track slash project, apply,
And I'm just going to press OK.
unsafe, play, stop,
And I don't actually know if that
F6 key button,
works.
soloed, play, stop,
Didn't seem like it did.
media,
Let me go back and just listen to
table,
the original.
table,
No, there's still kind of
Unsafe.
something going on there.
5,
So
4 solo punk pop snare 1,
what I'll do, let me delete this track.
1 track,
And let me go back to the preferences.
create 0, create automatic, uncheck.
Let's get rid of that.
Do not set fade in / fade out for imported items. Check.
Let me also check that as well.
Unsafe.
Yeah, let's
Media.
import this again.
Track number.
Whoops.
Media Explorer window. Auto. Punk pop. Menu. Insert on a new track. Table. Play. Stop.
Okay, interesting. So it actually seems to really want to put the fade in there.
6 rev. 5 punk pop snare. 1 punk. Play. Stop. Bar 2.
Maybe if I move it a bit over.
1 item. Play. Stop. Bar. Play.
Let's see if it does that now.
Stop.
There we go. Okay, so I think it was just because it was at the beginning. Is why I was doing that. So
Bar 7.
I'm going to move it. I'm going to go to bar
Bar 9.
9.
Play.
So
Stop.
right now we're in bar 9, but I want this to go to beat 4, or on beat 4 rather, of bar 8. So to do that, I'm going to set my grid to quarters with Command Shift 4.
Grid quarter.
And the different grid values just correspond to your number keys. So Command Shift 1,
Grid whole.
we'll do whole notes.
Grid half.
2 is half.
Grid 32nd. Grid quarter.
3 is 32nd. 4th is quarter notes.
Grid quarter triplet.
Quarter triplet.
Grid 16th.
6 is 16th notes.
Grid 16th triplet.
7 is 16th triplet. 8th is 8th, obviously, and 9th is
Grid 8th triplet.
8th triplet. There you go. So I'm going to set mine to quarter.
Grid quarter.
And just like moving the items by the grid, I can also press Option Shift left and right arrow to move the cursor by the grid.
Bar 8 beat 4.
So now I'm on bar 8 B4. I'm going to make sure that this item's selected,
1 punk pop.
which it is, and of course it moved my playhead. So I'm going to go back,
Bar 7. Bar 9.
go back to bar 8 B4,
Bar 8
cut,
1 item.
paste.
1 item.
Done.
Beat 151%.
Now I'm going to go to
Bar 8. B2. Beat 1.
B1,
Play. Stop.
and again,
0%. B2. Beat 1.
I'm moving my Option Shift left and right arrows because it's moving my playhead or my edit cursor in relation to the actual grid that's selected. So let me now hit play and let's listen to it.
Play. Stop.
There we go. So now you might notice though, let's go back a little more
Bar 4. Bar 5.
just so we can hear some context.
Play.
Now,
Stop.
you might notice that's not really impactful because the bass is still playing. And also there's that like little tinkly chime noise. So what can we do about that? This is where we're going to talk about splitting items and splitting them to make some space. So the way I do this right now, and again, I'm sure there might be easier ways to do this, but this is just how I handle it currently. Let's go to our bass track.
1 drums, 2 bass, 4 item.
Cool, so we got our bass.
3 huzzy bass.
Let's go to where that bass is playing here.
Play.
Cool,
Stop.
so that's at bar 5. I'm going to go to bar 8.
Bar 8. Play. Stop.
And right at beat 4,
Beat 4.
I'm going to make a cut with S.
1 item added.
And because I already have another item there that is going to play right after that, I'm just going to hit Command X.
1 item removed.
And that's going to cut it. If I go a bit to the left,
Beat 3. Beat. Play. Stop.
there you go. Now we have a more sort of impactful thing because the bass stops right there.
3 guitar, 2 item.
I'm going to do the same
4
thing
reverie arp.
with this
5 punk pop snare. 6 5 6 reverie pad. 0
this guy.
1 reverie.
So I only have one here at here. So
New
let me
project.
go to.
Bar 6. Bar 8. Bar 9. Bar 8. Beat 4. Play. Stop.
So actually, no, that's fine. I'm going to leave that there because it's fading out.
4 reverie arp. 0
This ARP, though, I want
5
to
6
mess around with.
4. Play. Stop.
And what's cool is as you're going through,
Bar 8. Bar 3. 3 reverie arp. 2 reverie. Play. Stop.
it actually moves your
1. Play. Stop.
edit point, I believe.
Play.
Yes,
Stop.
it moves your your item selection rather to whatever the nearest item is. So I'm going to go to
Bar 8. Bar 9. Bar 8, beat 4. Beat 4.
Beat 4. And I'm gonna do a split.
0 items at.
Oops, that didn't work.
5 for every 4 rev. Play. 5 for every. Stop.
Let's try that again.
4 every arc. Bar 8. Bar 9. Bar 8, beat 4. 1 item added.
There we go. And I'm gonna cut.
1 item removed.
Cool. Now,
Bar 1.
let's go back and take a listen to what we did.
Play.
So there you go. That's really simple.
Play.
Now,
Stop.
again, this is neglecting doing certain things like fading in and out. But again, you can kind of do that with the command option I and O. You can do those fades that way. You can also do those fades in the item properties if you need to. There are also ways to do crossfading. I'm not 100% sure how that works as of yet, just because I'm still, fairly new to Reaper. But this is hopefully helpful. Hopefully this will help you start to sort of understand how to construct a full song, not just like an 8-bar loop. Again, we could have gone further. We could have added more sections. We could have added more instruments. But hopefully this can show just how fast it can really be if you know what you're doing to get something that's pretty complex. I mean, that stop right there would have taken me a lot longer to do in Logic if I had to do it then. So yeah, this is really definitely a very nice workflow if you can get it down. So that's my video. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And again, as well, I apologize for the audio quality. The Zoom client, for some reason, only records in mono. So I'm not able to actually do stereo with this, which is quite annoying because I want to actually get into some mixing in Reaper later on. And when we're going to start doing effects, which will be in the next tutorial, we kind of need to know how to mix, and we really need to kind of hear what it's doing. So I'm going to actually grab another program called Audio Hijack, which will hopefully allow me to record everything in stereo and also have better controls over the levels. I did try to balance out a little bit because I know someone had said in the comments that the levels were a bit all over the place last time. Reaper might still be a bit too loud, but I tried to turn the voiceover down. So that hopefully will be a bit better and easier to understand. But please, again, let me know if you have any further questions. Let me know if there is anything I can improve. And I will see you guys really soon. My vacation is coming up next week. Not this coming week, but the week after that. So I'm going to have a lot more time to actually do these videos and not have to worry about school, which is great. So you'll be hearing a lot more from me very soon. And without further ado, I again thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon, and you have a great rest of your day/evening. All right, bye-bye.
So Zoom.us Zoom.